story that the former Secretary General Ban Ki-moon is in Kenya, and this has been confirmed to me by staff there. His quote, and this is why I'm asking you it, his quote as he left to go there is that he plans to meet and encourage UN staff in Kenya. And I wanted to know, is that true? Is there any formal process? Is there any cost to the UN of this? And what can you say about this report?
I'm not a spokesperson for Ban Ki-moon anymore.
I know, but you are a spokesman for the UN.
When he travels as a private citizen, and I wish him well in all of his travels.
Given that his son-in-law is the head of the resident coordinator in Kenya, what is his engagement with the UN system in Kenya while he's there?
I know that you need to get over this, but he is a private citizen. He can go wherever he wants without me having any responsibility for reporting on any of that.
Were any UN funds spent on this?
He's not a UN official anymore, and therefore, when he travels as a private citizen.
Yesterday I asked you, and I understand that when you hear the word Ban Ki-moon, you're tempted to say, get over it. But I wanted to ask you, the question was, remains, it remains, number one, is any UN system funds being used for his visit to headquarters? And number two, since yesterday your get over it comment, I learned that Mr. Kim Won-soo, who I understand is still a UN official, has been speaking to the media about Mr. Ban's possible job offer from a university in Massachusetts. And so I wanted to ask you, in what capacity is Mr. Kim Won-soo speaking for Ban Ki-moon, and how is it consistent with your position here of, quote, get over it, while there are, in fact, cases in the Southern District and other issues that remain unresolved?
Matthew, your inability to get over it speaks for itself.
There are cases, I'm going to ask you.
Matthew.
So the nephew case, I'm just saying, because it's a question about UN money.
I understand.
You defended him for 10 years to say get over it.
Matthew, I've known you for a decade, so I know your fundamentally obsessive nature, but here's the point. Ban Ki-moon is not Secretary General of the United Nations.
Does Mr. Kim Won-soo still speak for him on the UN dime?
He can speak to the UN office in Nairobi as much as he wants. As a former Secretary General of the United Nations, that is within his rights.
I'm not saying it's not within his rights. I'm saying, don't you answer for UN, the use of UN funds, rather than say get over it? Aren't you speaking for the UN? So Kim Won-soo, when does his contract expire?
His contract, we'll let you know once his time is done. He is the head of the Office for Disarmament Affairs. He is also capable of speaking about the topics that he wants to talk about. The job that he does here is about disarmament affairs and is not about Ban Ki-moon.
So he's off the clock when he speaks for Ban Ki-moon?
Matthew.
I'm asking you.
Matthew, words fail me. Your inability to get around things.
You know there are 2 corruption cases, right? So it's going to be an ongoing. I just want to put you on notice. There are going to be questions that are going to arise, and saying get over it is not cutting it.
If there are things about cases that are ongoing, that's fine. If you want a daily update about what Ban Ki-moon is doing, ask someone else. It's not my job. Have a good afternoon, everyone.